On this week's Silver Screen Report, we're battling the flu, examining the impact of tardies, and taking an inside look at Dutch Fork's journalism programs.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, January 26th, and your Silver Screen Report starts now.
The national flu epidemic is affecting both Dutch Fork teachers and students. Here's Maddie McCormick with a look at the effects of this year's flu season.
With the start of a new year, a flu epidemic has swept across the nation, affecting the day-to-day lives of students and staff.
And it just puts a lot on not only the student but the teacher, because you're having to get kids caught up, and you got to catch up on things they missed, and so it's never a good time to get sick, but it's just something we got to deal with.
But also, teachers are out, or teachers have children, and so those students who are their children are out and they have to be home to take care of them. So there's been a lot of substitute teaching, people administering exams that aren't like the regular teacher, or teachers having to cover other teachers.
In order to prevent contracting and spreading sickness, it is important to cough into your elbow, avoid touching your eyes or face, wash your hands, and don't share drinks or food. And avoid or be cautious of those who are affected.
But if you're truly diagnosed with the flu and someone that hasn't been vaccinated is exposed, chances are they're going to get it. If you have had the vaccine and you're exposed and it is the different strain, chances are you're going to have a lesser period of illness. Your illness is not going to be as severe.
Coughing into the crease of your elbows, the actual best thing you can do. If you're going to cough into your hand, which that's probably the next best thing you can do, make sure you wash your hands afterwards or do sanitizer hand washing. Again, that's the absolute number one best thing you can do to prevent getting the flu.
Limit your exposure if you know someone has the flu. Medical people try to tell people who have the flu to wear a mask if they know they're going to be somewhere around, especially children and older people.
Make sure you're eating enough, drinking enough, and that's something a lot of teenagers don't do. They don't get enough sleep, and they don't eat enough meals, and so that makes your body more susceptible to getting sick.
This has been Maddie McCormick with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students how they have been affected by the flu.
My sister had the flu. She just got over it a couple of days ago, and so we had to be really careful around my house and stuff, and so that we didn't get it too.
Well, it hasn't affected me that much, but my granny got it recently, and my mom, and then my brothers have. So I hope I'm not next, But it's very serious, It's a virus that, doctors can't really predict what's coming next.
The week of exams, I got the flu, so I couldn't take the exams. So I had to wait till after Christmas break, so it was really hard. It was the worst week ever.
It hasn't affected me personally or my family, but a lot of my friends have gotten the flu and they've gotten behind in school and had a lot of makeup work to do.
The SAT word of the week is antiseptic, an adjective meaning clean or sterile.
Second semester began this week, and that means tardies are renewed. Staff and students share their views on how tardies affect their learning. Here's Kylie Fine with the story.
With the start of the new semester, teachers and students discuss ways that they can bring new energy into the classroom.
With the start of the new semester, I really hope to just kind of bring some newfound energy and some excitement when we get towards the end of winter break and we get down to the end of that first semester. We're all kind of tired. We're ready to just take a break and just take a rest. So I'm excited to have rest.
Students are allowed 5 tardies for year-long courses and 3 for semester classes.
Being tardy just happens. Sometimes you just late and you can't help that. So.
To me, I try not to let it bother me too much, because that is a person's decision to arrive on time or not. And whether I like it or not, I can't really control that. One of the things that I try to explain to my students is that it is your decision that you are making if you choose to arrive late, or to arrive early, or to arrive on time.
Well, you can miss a lot of important information that you get at the beginning of class, like when tests are.
Students and staff agree that absences affect learning and the environment of the classroom.
Being absent affects your learning because if you're absent, you can't learn.
Well, like if you're not in class, you can't exactly get the lesson, so you're like behind.
This has been Kylie Fine with your Silver Screen Report.
The Dutch Fork Dazzlers danced their hearts out at last Saturday's dance competition. Here's Bailey Hunter with the recap.
Dutch Fork High School hosted the 5th annual dance competition last Saturday as schools from all over the state came to compete.
It's a major fundraiser for the Dutch Fork High School Dazzlers dance team, but it also helps the other teams learn from each other. They learn to see different styles of dance and learn how to grow as a team.
We use it for fundraising for a lot of our trips, and it's just like a time for everyone to, I guess, see how they can improve as a dance team.
The friendship and camaraderie between the dancers makes the competition something to look forward to every year.
I love how all the teams, when they come in, they know each other. I've been watching a lot of teams here hug, say hi, and all the coaches greeting each other. It's just a very family-oriented atmosphere.
Being able to associate myself with like all the other teams and get to know other teams and see how they dance and get new advice on how to do this and how to do that. It was just a really good experience.
I think what I love the most is getting to see the teams from all different areas come in and just put their heart out on the dance floor, do their very best, and just enjoy themselves dancing.
Dancer Tamaya Brooks says the Dutch Fork Dazzlers are so special because of the unique, tight-knit bond they have with one another.
My favorite thing about being a Dazzler is not only having new friends to have around school, but it's basically like a sisterhood. Like, we look at each other as family, and it's just good to have that, knowing that you're not in anything alone.
This has been Bailey Hunter with your Silver Screen Report.
Orchestra director Vincent Washington is preparing to host the Orchestra Masterclass auditions. Solomon Dix has the story.
Every year, students must perform a specific set of music to be examined by judges to be recommended for a masterclass.
Students who are auditioning for the Masterclass Orchestra have to perform a solo of music that I've picked. They also have to do a scale, and they also have to answer interview questions in front of a committee of 3 string musicians.
For me, orchestra is it's a nice place for people to get together and work towards like the common goal, like playing music and whatnot.
A whole bunch of people come together with different techniques and playing styles and stuff.
While preparing for the audition, students find ways to relax and avoid being anxious.
The number of students auditioning varies from 10 to 15 to 30 or more.
Play your best. I mean, that's the most anyone can ask for.
Make sure you enjoy it and practice a lot.
Orchestra director Vincent Washington advises students who are auditioning to practice as much as possible.
I use a scoring rubric, and the committee decides whether the student scored high enough, and we look at the number of spots available in the orchestra because we have to balance out the instrumentation for festivals and performances.
I gotta hear it first. I hear what it sounds like, and then I either ask my teacher or something how to play the rhythms and do finger patterns and stuff.
Get comfortable with whatever the music is, and maybe make sure that you don't have any nerves before you.
Auditions will be held on Tuesday, March the 6th. This has been Solomon Dix with your Silver Screen Report.
Have you ever wondered who is behind the school newspaper, yearbook, or Silver Screen staffs? Max Franks gives us an inside scoop on Dutch Fork's journalism programs.
Journalism is a broad course, and there are many reasons why someone may be interested in it.
It's a fun class. You get to hang out with so many fun people, and you get to write stories all about our school and all about the people at it, and I think it's a fun opportunity.
I'm interested in journalism because I love writing and I love reading the news, and I love being aware of what is going on outside of school and outside of the country. So it's a really important thing to do.
I love to see my students interested in something and passionate about something. I love the creative side of photography and the personal side of talking to people, but I also love the systematic way we design spreads and the technology involved in that.
School journalism keeps the students and faculty in tune with the school's happenings.
School journalism is really important because it's our high school reporters on the newspaper staff and Silver Screen staff specifically that let you know what's happening on campus and who tell stories that affect you as students. And then, of course, your yearbook. When you graduate, you look back, and that's how you remember all of your wonderful times in high school, is by going through your yearbook. And your literary magazine allows every student in the school to express themselves creatively and have a publication for doing that.
I think we get everything out there that needs to get out there, and though many people don't read it, it's still, we work hard to get our stories out there, and we do try to report to our school and get all this information that we can.
In order to join many journalism publications within our school, specific classes are pre-required.
Well, the district has changed the regulations so that Journalism 1 is a prerequisite for being on the newspaper staff or the yearbook staff. But if you're interested in joining one of those staff, students can come see me or Ms. Gascon in room 250 in order to talk to us about what you need to do in order to be on staff. But generally, students are recruited from the Journalism 1 classes to go on to the newspaper staff or the yearbook staff, and then Intro to Mass Media for Silver Screen.
Journalism classes are enjoyed for different reasons by different people.
Working with a team, I think is the most fun part of it because you guys get to work together as a group to build this good story that comes out in the end, and I think that's a really cool thing to do.
One of the things that I love the most about teaching journalism is that I get students all 4 years. So a lot of them come to me as freshmen in Journalism 1 and then stick with us through Journalism 2 as sophomores, 3 as juniors, 4 as seniors. And so it's wonderful to see those students grow and mature in their writing, but also in their personal lives. And then Ms. Gascon and I both stay connected to our students long after they've graduated.
And many of them have gone on to have careers in something that's related to journalism or photography or advertising or PR or something like that. So it's really exciting to see these people who are 14 and then turn into like 30-year-old adults who have PR firms or whatever.
This has been Max Franks with your Silver Screen Report.
And now for some announcements. The Dutch Fork Special Needs Community will host its annual 5K tomorrow. The race begins at 10 a.m. at the football stadium. Packet pickup is today until 6 p.m. at the Fleet Feet in Irmo and tomorrow morning from 8:30 to 9:30 here at the high school. See the scrolling announcements for more information. The Alive at 25 makeup class has been rescheduled for Wednesday, February 7th from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. See Kelly Payne in room 230 for more information. And now here's Todd with more.
Thanks, Mia. The Dutch Fork High School Community Book Club will meet next Wednesday after school in the Media Center. They will be discussing Robin Benway's Far from the Tree. See Jay Gilliam in room 204 for more information. 2D and 3D studio concentration audition packets are located outside rooms 237 and 246. Applications are due February 21st. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.